Gilbert Doctorow, thank you very much for joining us. We now move on once again to some more breaking news, where in South Korea they are preparing for an emergency response as US tariffs imported on vehicles announced by President Trump are set to impact the nation's auto industry. Industry Minister Ak Gun-jen says the government will take action by April, including potential financial aid, market diversification and discussions with the US to limit damage to South Korean auto firms. The 25% tariff is part of a growing global trade tension. We move on once again, more from the Indo-Pacific. Russia is preparing for a visit by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, according to Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Rudenko. The visit is the preparatory stage, following discussions that begin in November 2024 during DPRK Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui's trip to Moscow. Rudenko highlighted that Russia and North Korea have big plans and emphasized that ongoing negotiations and exchanges of visits. Additionally, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is set to visit North Korea to continue strategic talks. This announcement follows a recent visit by Russian security official Sergei Shoigu to Pyongyang, where he delivered a message from President Putin and briefed Kim Jong-un on the situation in Ukraine, after Rudenko's own diplomatic trip a week earlier. France's Foreign Minister Jean-Noel Barrot has called on China to play a key role in urging Russia to come to the negotiating table over Ukraine. Barrot made the appeal during talks in Beijing with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The two leaders discussed boosting ties between France and China with a focus on Ukraine's peace process. Barrot emphasized that China could help bring Russia to the table with serious proposals for peace.
Et sécuritaire, une nouvelle Europe est en train d'émerger rapidement. Elle a pour seule boussole l'autonomie stratégique. Cette nouvelle Europe investit massivement dans sa défense, sa sécurité énergétique et dans les technologies d'avenir. Elle sera
The discussions also touched on economic issues, with both countries facing trade challenges from the United States. Barrot advocated for dialogue, particularly over tariffs on European Union products like brandy. Wang Yi responded by saying China would strengthen its coordination on international issues.
我认为中法关系秉承独立自主的民族精神，追求和平发展的大国责任。面对国际格局的深刻演变，双方作为全面战略伙伴，应当发挥历史自觉，坚持以多边主义反对单边主义，以对话协作反对阵营对抗，以互利共赢反对脱钩。
Israeli airstrikes targeted Syria's Latakia province, with a war monitor saying that they've hit munitions depot near the Al Ayabad port and Latakia city. Syrian state media confirmed the strikes, while the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported heavy damage and destruction of a weapons depot. The port was previously hit in December. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, an Israeli drone strike on a vehicle in Yom al-Shakwif killed 3 people. Lebanon's health ministry confirmed the attack coincided with artillery shelling. Tensions remain high as Israel continues operations in Syria and Lebanon, citing security threats from regional militant groups. South Korea is battling its worst ever wildfires, with at least 27 people dead as blazes continue to spread. The fatalities include a pilot whose helicopter crashed during efforts to contain a fire, and 4 firefighters and other workers who died after being trapped by fast-moving flames driven by strong winds. The fires, which have doubled in size since Wednesday, have destroyed historic temples and forced emergency evacuations. More than 120 helicopters have been deployed to contain the flames. South Korea relies heavily on aerial firefighting due to its mountainous terrain. Authorities have described the disaster as the country's most severe natural fire crisis. With strong winds fueling the flames, officials warn that the situation could worsen. Firefighters are racing to contain the fires and prevent further devastation. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese revealed plans to call a national election immediately, with a likely date of May the 3rd, after the government swiftly passed a bill introducing new tax cuts. The $17.1 billion in cuts aim to assist families and businesses facing high costs. Albanese Labour government is pushing these measures to secure a second term, with polls showing the opposition Liberal National Coalition slightly ahead. The tax cuts bill passed through Parliament with support from the Greens and Independents, despite Labour backing a Senate majority. The opposition leader, Peter Dutton, criticised the plan, proposing a fuel excise reduction instead. Treasurer Jim Chalmers argued the opposition's proposal would provide limited relief and ultimately hurt voters. The election must occur by May the 17th. And that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring you more news updates from across the world.